Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating shift. We're looking at how a massive consumer electronics giant just stepped right into the electric vehicle arena. And the best part, they didn't rely on insane hype, just sharp, focused innovation. It's incredibly relevant to all of us because the same exact tech that manages our daily routines is literally about to redefine how we commute, travel, and interact with the world around us. Let's get into it.
So think about this. What actually happens when a smartphone maker decides to build a car? It's a great question to start us off. Instead of framing this as some brutal, disruptive industry war, it's actually much more interesting to see it as a natural evolution of our digital lives. We're going to see exactly how the technology we carry in our pockets is expanding out onto the highway.
This quote perfectly captures the human element behind this massive shift. That's Lei Jun, Xiaomi's founder. He calls this move his ultimate entrepreneurial project, committing an earnest $10 billion over the next decade. I mean, think about the gravity of that for a second. He's already built one of the biggest consumer electronics empires on the planet. To start completely over in the notoriously tough, capital-intensive auto industry, that is a staggering personal risk. Putting his established reputation on the line like that shows some serious, sincere dedication to building something great.
Section 1. Human, Car, and Home.
Let's quickly demystify a term you've probably heard floating around, the software-defined vehicle, or SDV. Imagine it's just like seamlessly syncing a brand new phone with your smart home network. The car's main value isn't just about the engine or the chassis anymore. It's driven by an integrated operating system getting constant over-the-air updates. And here's where Xiaomi has a crazy advantage. They already have this massive platform with over 624 million connected devices. They aren't just writing standalone car software. They are weaving a vehicle directly into an ecosystem that already exists in millions of homes.
So what does this actually look like in your daily routine? Well, step 1, you walk up to your car, and thanks to ultra-wideband tech on your phone, you get a sensorless unlock. Totally effortless. Step 2 is cabin sync. The second you sit down, the HyperOS system instantly loads up your personal apps, your nav history, and your daily schedule. And step 3, which I absolutely love, is away mode. As you drive off, the car literally communicates with your smart home to turn off the lights and secure your appliances. It turns the vehicle into an effortless extension of your living room.
Inside the cabin, they've built something specifically designed for a tech-native driver. The dashboard is entirely modular, packed with magnetic and electric docking points. That means you can easily snap in third-party hardware, like action cameras or an iPad, right onto the console. Throw in the Xiaomi voice assistant to control your house remotely, and you've got a highly personalized, flexible environment. It's all about making the space adapt to whatever you need on that specific day.
Moving on to Section 2, Inside the Smart Factory.
Now, the crucial takeaway here is a pretty staggering number, 76 seconds. That is exactly how long it takes for a brand new vehicle to roll off the production line at their massive facility in Beijing. It's an absolute marvel of modern manufacturing efficiency, and it really highlights how intensely they've optimized their industrial processes. And how do they hit that 76-second benchmark? A completely reimagined workforce. We're talking over 700 robots and autonomous mobile robots operating 24/7. It's what the industry calls a dark factory, where intelligent machines are taking the lead. By keeping human intervention to an absolute minimum in these core assembly areas, they maximize safety, get pinpoint precision, and unlock massive scalability.
A huge chunk of that robotic efficiency comes from their 9,100-ton large-scale die casting. By using a high-strength aluminum alloy and these giant casting machines, they can forge large sections of the car's structural frame in one single fluid step. It drastically cuts down on the number of individual parts and drops the vehicle's total weight by 15 to 20%. And why does that weight reduction matter to you? Because a lighter vehicle translates directly to significantly better battery life, more range, and much tighter handling on the road.
The proprietary hardware specs that come out of this manufacturing prowess are seriously impressive. For instance, their flagship V8's motor spins at a crazy 27,200 RPM. But the real game changer for everyday driving is the 800-volt silicon carbide charging architecture. In plain English, this means you can get 350 kilometers of range back in just 15 minutes. Pair that with a maximum total range of 800 kilometers, and it's clear the entire tech foundation is focused on giving drivers total peace of mind on long trips.
And supporting all that physical muscle is some serious computing brainpower. The car uses a multi-sensor fusion array, incorporating LiDAR, radar, and high-def cameras, all crunched by incredibly powerful NVIDIA Drive Orin chips.
This powers the Xiaomi Pilot system. Right now, this offers level 3 autonomy, meaning the car can handle dynamic driving in specific conditions like highway cruising. But more importantly, there is a very clear R&D roadmap pushing toward level 4 autonomy, where the car could navigate designated areas completely without human input in the near future.
That brings us to Section 3, Two Titans of Tech. Looking at this timeline reveals such a fascinating evolution. Way back in 2013, Lei Jun actually visited Tesla's US headquarters as a genuine admirer. He was deeply inspired by Elon Musk's formula of mixing hardware, software, and the internet. It's wild to think about that contrast today. He started as a fan, learning from the pioneer. But fast forward past the 2021 EV announcement to the SU7 launch in 2024, and that dynamic has totally flipped. Lei Jun went from student to direct peer at the global automotive table, dropping a fiercely competitive product into the market.
Lei Jun actually said, "Tesla is strong but not invincible," which I think perfectly captures their healthy rivalry. They've studied each other's vehicles closely, and there's a really profound mutual respect there. Elon Musk has even publicly praised Chinese manufacturers, noting that they're among the smartest and hardest-working competitors on Earth. It's a highly respectful dynamic between two brilliant leaders, and honestly, it's pushing the entire industry forward to build better stuff for everyone.
When you compare their strategies side by side, you see two completely different but equally brilliant approaches. Tesla is heavily focused on the technological frontier. They want to lead the world in full self-driving and high-end pioneering. Xiaomi, on the other hand, is leaning deeply into a lifestyle ecosystem. They're using a cost-performance approach to seamlessly fold smart vehicles into the mainstream market. This is awesome for consumers because it means choices. These strategies serve entirely different facets of what modern drivers want, whether that's the bleeding edge of autonomy or an ultra-integrated extension of your digital home.
And finally, Section 4, The Road Ahead.
Zooming out to the broader global market, there are three key trends really shaping the future of smart mobility right now. First, we're seeing a split in battery chemistry. High-end cars are chasing solid-state batteries for massive range, while entry-level cars are utilizing sodium-ion to get way more affordable. Second, a surge in Asian manufacturing capacity is putting huge pressure on the market to lower costs, pushing the entry price for a solid utility vehicle below the €25,000 mark. And lastly, software is becoming the primary driver for consumer purchases. People are increasingly buying cars based on how well they integrate with their digital lives. Together, these three forces are basically democratizing smart EVs, making advanced tech accessible to the everyday consumer.
For Xiaomi, adapting to these trends has clearly resonated. Hitting a milestone of over 250,000 vehicle deliveries since March 2024 is just phenomenal. That kind of rapid, massive adoption really validates their tech-centric retail model. By blending online direct sales with physical offline experience centers, they let people actually interact with the ecosystem before they buy, which builds a ton of trust and genuine excitement.
Which leaves us with a final, thought-provoking question to chew on. As cars become seamless extensions of our digital lives, who is ultimately going to build the ecosystem of the future? It's a fascinating space to watch, and the very definition of what a car should be is shifting right before our eyes. Thank you all so much for joining me for this explainer today. Your focus and curiosity make exploring these topics a true joy. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.